Hi, I'm Adam from Tri-Adventure and I'm taking part in the OMM with my teammate at the weekend up in the Langdales, the 50th anniversary OMM Elite course, 85 kilometres of navigating through the hills with 4,000 metres of ascent ahead of us. There is a kit list we have to carry, and I just wanted to go through what I'm packing into this 20 litre OMM rucksack that we'll be taking with us. So we'll open the rucksack, and first thing we'll pull out is the tent. Photon light, weighing in at 778 grams. Got the poles, pegs and main tent, so let's get that put up. Ta-da! So yep, designed for about one person, but for a mountain marathon it needs to fit two people. A nice porch area in front. This little thing is my balloon bed. You might have heard about balloon beds. I'm going to blow this up. Weighing 50 grams, made by myself. Yeah, watch this. Advice is I don't tend to blow them right up at the very end, it just allows for a bit of expansion once we tie the knot in the end. So that's 7. So that is an air bed, a balloon bed, for sleeping on. Now, imagine they're quite delicate, prickly things. So, going back to my rucksack here, in the back usually comes with a foam pad. I've taken the foam pad out because that is now replaced with our survival bag, which is part of the kit list. So if we're going to lay on this, the first bit of insulation we'll have inside the tent. Take a few extra just in case during the night one of them bursts. You can quickly change it over, put a new one freshly blown. You don't want to be waking up and having to try and blow these up in the middle of the night. If you spare, load it up, you tie it to the top of your tent. That way if you do get up and go for a pee somewhere, I can recognise it, because there'll be many of these tents in the camp overnight. Yeah, so this is the balloon bed. You might think it's quite delicate, but it's actually quite robust. Remember, the key point is to make sure you leave some room for expansion from the end of the balloons, otherwise it will pop. The key I would say to a good night's sleep is your sleeping bag can offer warmth. It's only going to work if you're insulated from the ground, so offering the balloon bed offers great insulation. And then get a good meal inside you before you go to bed, so you've got plenty of calories to burn to keep yourself warm through the night and get a good night's sleep. So my torso is insulated from the ground. Might want to put something under my feet just to keep them off the ground. Maybe wear a rucksack under my feet. Carry one of these to drink on the hill. Quick and easy to fill up and drink, but I won't carry much water in that when I'm out on the fell. There's plenty of water around, I'm sure, up in the Lake District. It's just enough to carry with me. And that will sit at the side of my rucksack here. Okay, so other parts of the kit list. I'm going to the bag. Cooking stuff. Got our emergency backup. All important food. First aid and emergency supplies we'll all come back to. Next thing I wanted to touch on was, again in a nice tight sealed waterproof bag, weighing 638 grams is my sleeping bag. I've had this for over 10 years. Does the job for these type of events. So I've got a lot of the air out of that. Again, it's going to stay dry. It's really important that we have a dry sleeping bag for our overnight camp, otherwise you're going to get very cold. So we'll open the sleeping bag. Again, this is a summer on season job. I'll be wearing all of my clothes at the same time. These bags also offer quite useful ways of storing water. If you go out of your tent, take water back to your tent overnight, then you have to keep getting in and out of your tent. I've actually cut it down a bit at the feet just to keep a bit more warmth inside, so I'm not kicking about. That's the sleeping bag which will lay on top of the balloon bed. Okay, sleeping bag. Got the balloon bed underneath. So a bit more insulation. We'll put all our clothes on and get a good night's sleep, ready for the next day's racing. Again, the next thing just to keep into my rucksack, emergency. So emergency rations, keep those in a bag separate so we don't eat those. Almost finished with those. Waterproof paper and a pencil. Just tear out a couple of pages from my waterproof notepad. Always useful carrying a blister pad. So we've got one of those in there. This is the backup. Then some first aid items, just some bandages, triangular bandage, again in a waterproof bag. So when it comes to the overnight, freeze-dried food, I'll probably have a couple of meals. So there we go, plenty of calories, hot food, boil some water up, add the hot water to the meal, and then eat it out of the bag. Likewise in the morning, this one is rice pudding with some raisins. That's going to set me going in the morning. So here are all my extra layers that we have to carry. Make sure they stay dry. We'll be wearing these overnight as well as extra layers. This comes in at 628 grams. That's my fleece and my leggings and extra top. Yep, it's a nice lightweight fleece. Leggings. And skins top. Cooking equipment. We've got a cup, put a hot drink in, probably take a little sachet of hot chocolate, coffee, that's good for drinking out of. Inside here we've got the stove. It's just a little jobby that screws in the top of the gas. So that is a cooking stove. Take some tin foil, fold that up. Great way of heat deflecting. So we put the pot with our water in on top of the stove. You can use a foil if you're cooking outside the tent. Use that as a bit of a deflector, make it more efficient, boil our water faster. The lid. A wooden fork, slightly bent from curving it inside the pot there. Again, that's disposable but used for eating our meals. In the evenings, obviously don't forget your matches or lighter. I'd probably recommend a lighter. This will change to be a lighter. And all this comes in at 366 grams. So very nice and lightweight. And that'll be enough fuel in there for the two of us to cook our probably about 4 meals overnight at the overnight camp. So some other useful bits of equipment you might want to consider taking. I'd say earplugs, like the sirens you can hear in the background. You don't want to have any unnecessary noise waking you up, disturbing you in the night, but you don't want to sleep through your alarm either in the morning. Packet of tissues, always good to have some spare. You want to put some of that in your first aid kit, or just take a packet of tissues. Spare pair of socks. These would be great for a nice dry pair of socks to wear overnight, keep your feet, toes nice and warm. So you might want to consider putting an extra pair of those in. Big question, do you take poles, do you not take poles? I'm not really a poles person. They come in at 390 grams for the pair. Top of my rucksack, I write my start time, Saturday and Sunday, so we've got it there. Okay, so in the top of my rucksack here, got my buff. Again, very old buff this, travels well, with a bit of thermal insulation on the bottom. I'd recommend that. Again, this stores around my wrist. Got my head torch, a pair of gloves, and waterproofs. Got the leggings, which are very nice, super lightweight, with tape seams. And again, my waterproof top. So on race day, I'll be using these Innovate talons. Excellent. I've used them for the last 10 years and they are fantastic for the grip in the wet, on the rocks, up and downhill. Make sure you cut your toenails, that's a good bit of advice. So on my legs, I'll be wearing a set of skins underneath. On top, actually these are very comfortable, but they're from my 2003 London Marathon, so very old, but very comfortable, and done many races in those. so in some ways maybe a lucky pair of shorts. I love my socks. Now, calf guards, I recommend calf guards. Any cuts and scrapes, and that just offers a bit more protection, a bit more warmth and insulation as well. On the top half, again a wick away top, wearing one of the tri-venture tops, so you'll see me there out on the course with one of these on. Short sleeve because I like the option with what they call arm warmers. These are, wear them up on your arms and you're able to push them down similar to like the buff, and that's a really great way to regulate your heat, not get too hot. And then yeah, they'll issue you with a map similar to this one. This is from last year's on. Again, if it's a really big map, it's a really windy course, you might want to consider elastic band. Some sort of elastic band can just help keep it folded up. That way if you drop it, the wind won't blow it away as far. What we call a thumb compass as well, so you've got it always to hand, find which way north is, and hold the map. I will also be carrying plenty of food, which I haven't yet bought. That will include gels, Haribo, and then we've got lots of cheese and salami and slow burning, fat burning. So that pretty much concludes the kit that I'll be carrying for this year's on. I look forward to seeing you out on the course. Bye bye.